Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome back to Chemistry IGCSE lesson series. Today we will continue our fifth lecture on unit number 1, Particle and Purification, with course book Essential Chemistry for Cambridge IGCSE second edition. In last four lectures we covered chapter 1.1, 1.2, 1.3 and 1.4. In today's lecture, we will be talking about chapter 1.5, that is apparatus for measuring. In chemistry, we often take accurate measurement of mass, time and temperature. Mass is a measure of the amount of matter in an object. The standard unit for mass is kilogram, which will be abbreviated kg. Chemists, however, often find it more convenient to work in grams. That abbreviation is G. Many type of balances is used for weighing purpose. The top pen balance usually used in chemistry lab, and it is mainly for preparation of reagent and stock solution where slight weight variation do not have significant influence on the result of analysis. Top pen balance accurate to two decimal place, like here you can see after point 0.00, that is two decimal place. Modern top loading balances are electric and give digital readout in seconds. So it gives convenient, economical and quick measurement with the help of top balances. Containers which can be used for the weighing purpose are mostly weighing board, filter paper and the beaker. The other beside top balance, other type of digital display balances which are commonly used in most of the laboratories are the analytical balance and the micro balances. Analytical balance can be where its range is zero point 0.1 milligram to 220 gram mostly. Microbalances provide the accuracy for weighing a very small amount of samples. The readability of microbalance is 1 microgram. And for more sensitive weighing, an ultra microbalance can be used, which has a readability of zero point 0.1 microgram. But the use of microbalance require a cabinet to avoid external disturbance from the wind, from the dust particles, or from the vibration. Okay, the suitability of a balance is governed by the amount of sample that is required to be weighed, as we can understand that the same balance cannot be used to weigh sample ranging from grams to microgram. If you look on these three balances, this top loading balance can weigh from gram till kilogram. This is more suitable from milligram to gram weighing, and this micro balance is much more suitable for micro quantity of a compound. When you measure a compound, you don't want to include the container weight in the reading. So what we will do? We will tear this one. So how the tearing can be take place? To tear the container, first place it on the balance, just like here. This is the weighing board and you will place it on the balance first. Wait for a stable reading, then press the tear key to reset the display to 0. When it will appear 0, then you can use this balance. To know the reaction speed or how quickly a reaction proceeds, we use a stop clock. Electronic stop clock often read seconds to two decimal place. Here these are the seconds. Its precision can achieve if we connect that stop clock to another electronic measuring system. For example, data logger or in computer. And the standard unit of time is the second. Temperature. Temperature is measured in degrees Celsius. Okay. The thermometer you use in the laboratory can sometimes be read to an accuracy of 1/10 of a degree. Very often we do not need this accuracy and a reading to the nearest degree is acceptable. Okay, but here remember one thing, not to take it out of the liquid during reading because it will cool down, so give an incorrect reading. So when you are measuring a temperature in a liquid, then it must be thermometer must be inside the liquid. Okay, in chemistry, we generally measure volume in centimeter cube or decimeter cube. And we know 1 decimeter cube is equal to 1000 centimeter cube. For measuring purpose of volume of liquid, most commonly used apparatus are measuring cylinder with this one, volumetric flask, volumetric pipette, and the burette. Okay, there are various sizes of measuring cylinder available. Volumetric flasks also have varying sizes, and these are from around 5 centimeter cube to 1000 centimeter cube range of sizes are present. So volumetric pipette have few sizes, most commonly being 10 centimeter cube and 25 centimeter cube. And if we will see the burette, then burette is used to deliver up to 50 centimeter cube of a liquid. The accuracy of these apparatus, the burette and volumetric pipette, are more accurate than this cylinder. Okay, if we compare burette and cylinder, I will explain this with the help of the scale division. Okay, if you will see the scale division of the burette from 21 till 22, if you will look here carefully, the scale division is zero point 0.1 centimeter cube in here, but in the cylinder the scale division is 2 centimeter, 40 to 60, so it is 50. And if you will see here 2 centimeter cube, so this one, it means the burette has a scale division is smaller as compared towards the this cylinder. Okay, burette is also used in titration purpose. You will study in unit number 11. Pipette is used to measure out a single fixed volume of liquid very accurately. For using the pipette, we will use pipette filler or pipette filler pump or pipette bulb. Okay, and it is why it is used to safely draw liquid into a pipette, just like here we are using this one now. What is the purpose of this volumetric flask? That if we want to make up a solution of a solid dissolved in a liquid accurately, we use this volumetric flask. We add the whey solid to the volumetric flask, then add the liquid until it reaches the line scratched on the glass here. It means if you want a sample of 250 ml volume, then you will weigh first the solid and then place the volume, added the liquid until this line. Okay, this scratch line on the glass. Okay, cylinder is mostly useful for making a fairly large volume of solution or in case where accuracy is not as important. Okay, with all these things, important point you must remember as a chemist, that when reading the level of a liquid, your eye should be in line with the bottom of the meniscus. How you can understand this one? That if you will see the liquid in this style, this is called the lower meniscus and this one is called the upper meniscus. So when you are measuring any liquid, then your eye position should be on the lower meniscus. You will note down the lower meniscus reading. Okay, clear? Gas volume can be measured using either a gas syringe or an upturned measuring cylinder. Gas syringe. The gas syringe has marks along its length that allow the volume of collected gas to be measured. As the volume of collected gas increases, this plunger moves further out of the syringe. We have already studied about the gas syringe in lecture number 1, so you can listen that lecture to understand it in more detail. There about this apparatus, when a measuring cylinder is used in this way. It is completely filled with water and then turned upside down in a bowl of water. The gas pushes the water down. We say it displaces the water. We can also use the burette instead of this cylinder, and burette will be give you more accuracy. Now at the end I will say the accurate measurement are very close to the true value or actual value. So if you are want to get the accurate result for your experiment, then repeat your measurement in the same way each time. Use apparatus with the small scale division and use the apparatus carefully. These are the key points which we studied in chemistry. Mass is measured in grams, temperature in centigrade, and volume in centimeter cube and decimeter cube. We studied about the apparatus, and also the volume of gases can be measured using a gas syringe or the displacement of water. Last slide is summary questions, and I hope and I'm 100% sure that now you can solve it by yourself easily. So okay, finish this lecture.